Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Nintendo News Report. I'm Donald Terriel, news editor at NintendoWorldReport.com. Alex Kalafi would normally be in this slot. Unfortunately, he got roped into some construction overtime, so in mourning, I have taken his hairdo.
Yeah, I think is it of the Donkey Kong variety? Is that what construction he's working on? Is he building girders for the next Retro Studios game?
Well, or the next NST game, one of the two.
Yeah. Working with Girder, the Pokemon.
Yes, and those voices you've heard as we go into apparently the NWR newscast, our big boss, Neil Ronahan.
I'm wearing a connectivity shirt. The old logo, because that's what I know. Hi, everybody.
And our regular Mr. Zach Miller.
Hello, hello. I have a toy I'm going to show off. It's not safe for work. Anyone guess who that is?
Is that from Muramasa?
Yeah.
What is that, Kasumi or whatever? That
Momohime.
Oh yeah, no.
Let's see. Great game.
I actually, you know what's funny? I think I might have reviewed it somewhere. And I remember
who reviewed it? I don't know who reviewed the game for us.
I mean, we have a website. We can look this up. But regardless, I liked it way more on the Vita than I did on the Wii.
Yes,
on the Vita, I played through both stories on the Vita and really enjoyed it. I still need to get that DLC where you're fighting cats or something. I don't know.
You're fighting a raccoon with gigantic testicles.
Yep, that was it. Just exactly what I want to play in a game.
Well, it seems somewhat appropriate for the Vita, given what usually comes out on there. And actually, we don't have a review from Muramasa. I think we dropped the ball somewhere.
All right, I'll review that. I'll review that 7 years later.
I'm trying to think. I think
the Vita version, right?
I think I might remember what happened with that, but we can talk off show. Yeah. That's the behind the scenes things from 6 years ago. But anyway.
Yeah.
So here's my show and tell. It's Legends of Localization by Clyde Mandolin.
I don't know what that is.
It's a book about the Legend of Zelda and the localization therein. Let's see.
Oh, I see.
See, there's lots of comparison pictures and all that.
Oh, that kind of thing.
I'm not done it yet, but it goes over the localization of the Legend of Zelda series, and and about the differences between the Japanese and the English version. And it's done by Clyde Mandolin's the dude. He was one of the people that worked on the localization, the fan translation of Mother 3, which is fantastic. Fantastic.
And I believe he was asking about putting scratch and sniff stickers into an Earthbound version of that book.
Yeah, I believe that's book 2 in the Legends of Localization series.
Nice.
I will buy that one at a high price.
And what are you buying?
What are you selling? Anyway. There was a lot of news this week, and some of it actually broke in the middle of a meeting. Sorry, Neil, I had to do that one.
That's fine. No, that worked. I was very happy. I don't know if you remember. We had a meeting of some people from the website, and that's when we found out about the EVO games.
Yes, there's the big EVO fighting game tournament, July 15th to 17th in the City of Sin, Las Vegas. And a third of the field this year for the main matches is going to be Nintendo games. They have Smash Bros. Melee returning for its 4th year, Smash for Wii U, which will actually have all the DLC characters this year, so you will get to see Bayonetta kick butt.
Ooh, I didn't even realize that.
Yep.
It's going to be fun.
And Pokken Tournament making its EVO debut, and a pretty appropriate celebration for the 20th anniversary to show it off at a big fighting game tournament.
Yeah. I mean that's really exciting. It makes me more excited to see how is it Pokken? I don't know what the pronunciation is. I've been calling it Pokken, but I could hear Pokken because Pokken, but Pokken I guess is like Tekken. I don't know. Maybe we got to start emailing people in Nintendo to be like, what's the deal with that? I'm very curious to see how that game turns out. I've kind of casually enjoyed some Tekken games over the years, and I like the crazy that's going in Pokken Tournament, and I'm happy to see that crazy be taken in a serious manner. That's part of the reason why I like Smash Brothers.
Yeah, and that's why there's so much Smash at this tournament. But putting Pokken, whatever, in there, along with showing off the fact that it does land play, which is how they're going to do all the matches to make sure everything is 60 frames per second and all good. So there's going to be some pretty high level competition there. Although it's just really weird that there are more playable Pikachu at EVO this year than there are Ryu. And yeah, and the other news that came out from that is that the Sunday finals, which is probably going to be at least one Smash Brothers game, they're not having it in a hotel ballroom this year. It's going to be at the Mandalay Bay Event Center, which is the same place they're holding heavyweight title fights and UFC 200 at.
What?
That's nuts. I'm glad to see Evo moving up in the world.
Oh, Mandalay Bay is great. I love Mandalay Bay. It's my favorite casino.
Yeah, and that giant arena. I mean, it's not the first time we've had competitive video games in that kind of setting. They have the International, the place where the Supersonics should still be playing every year. But I think EVO has really gone mainstream if they can book that place so soon after a major UFC card to have a fighting game tournament in.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that Melee and Brouhaha are both going to be in it. I assume they'll have completely different player pools.
I think the general go ahead, Neil.
No, you go first.
Okay, because I think somebody figured that there's about a 20% crossover in those two fields, but the thing is, of the three most watched games of last year's EVO, not counting ESPN highlights when somebody really screwed up in Guilty Gear, it was Ultra Street Fighter 4, which is out now because of Street Fighter 5, and then it was Melee and Smash 4.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the one thing is that Melee is a different enough game, and I think that
Sure.
I mean, you have the legacy of with Melee that like people have been playing that for 15 years.
Yeah.
Whereas with Smash 4, it's got the newness factor. It's like there's almost a part of me that like wonders why we still don't see the old Street Fighter games. But I guess that might be more Capcom's hand than anything else.
Yeah, like this year they have thrown Ultra Street Fighter 4 out, even though Street Fighter 4 is sort of the game that brought fighting games back and made EVO such a huge deal. But they really want to push Street Fighter 5, so the most you're going to see is like a side tournament, maybe, just like Catherine, which has competitive play at EVO for some reason.
That's a wonderful thing.
I need to play that. I have it, but I've never played it.
We keep talking about playing
weird.
that, but
I know. It looks weird. That's kind of why I've been avoiding it. I can't tell what the heck kind of a puzzle game it is.
yeah, it's an escape game more than anything. At least when you're playing it on the EVO stage.
Oh. Well, that's cool. Maybe I'll tune into EVO this year. I never do.
Yeah, I watched some of the Smash stuff the past couple of years. Well, I guess Melee's been there for 2 years. Smash 4's been there for 1.
That's true. I have watched some Melee matches at EVO, and you can't even tell what's going on. Those people are doing stuff that.
That was the one thing.
Was
like Melee, I could kind of follow more, which is weird. But because that was just I guess I knew more about that competitive scene than I haven't followed Smash 4 really at all.
Yeah, and there's always the one guy Zero who always seems to win the Smash 4 tournaments. So he's obviously the odds-on favorite to win this thing, but who knows? Maybe there's an upset brewing.
Maybe.
Yep.
Only time will tell.
Or maybe he'll just walk away from the controller randomly and forget what match he's in.
Oh God.
I saw that.
All right. Well, we got some new releases this week. Probably the biggest one is a game that Neil, you actually reviewed for us, and that was Final Fantasy Explorers.
Yeah, on last week's show, I was a couple hours into it. Now I'm a lot more hours into it. I'm done that game I might go back and play some multiplayer, depending on if people wrote me into it. I enjoyed Final Fantasy Explorers, but it is not without its faults.
Kind of looks shitty.
It doesn't have any stereoscopic 3D.
I mean, just weird. Generally, it looks like.
I think it looks fine.
Dragon Quest IX looks about as good as that game. No, that's.
That's a little harsh. Although I think Dragon Quest IX looks very good. I think that Final Fantasy Explorers is a competent looking 3D action game on the 3DS.
Right.
I don't think it's anything to write home about. I think like they have the bosses, the monsters, if you will, or eidolons, or summon things. I don't know. Has the term eidolon ever been used in any other Final Fantasy thing ever?
Never heard that word before.
Because that's what they refer to the summon boss monsters that you fight in the game. It's EIDOLONS.
I think they either started using it in 11 or 12.
Okay.
Mm.
And it's sort of become the standard name for them since, because I know it's all over the place in 13.
Yeah, I mean, it's all over the place in Explorers. Like, you can't go a conversation without someone being like, Eidolon, Eidolon, Eidolon. But anyway, like, I mean, it's a Monster Hunter game, and some of the differences is that you have, like, I guess the weapons are less different, but you have, to kind of make up for that, you have all these abilities that you can use. So you can map them, like, you hold the L button down and press a face button, or you hold the R button down and you press a face button. So you can have 8 abilities at once. Those can be like your magic attacks, your fire, your blizzard, your thunder.
Blizzago.
Blizzaga.
Thundra.
You can have all those things, and then some of the other stuff are like specific to your class and your weapon. So like I played a lot as a thief, so I'd have a dagger, and then I'd have abilities to go along with that dagger. And then I could upgrade that dagger. The one thing with that is that what I really like about Monster Hunter is how each of the weapons and the gear that you get kind of match up with the ingredients that you get for it. So like if you're like, hey, that monster looks cool as hell, I'm gonna go get his armor set, and it kind of makes sense. It looks like if you were to kill that monster and take his skin, his meat, and everything, and put that into weapons and armor, that's what it looked like. And this is kind of like, I don't know, collect some like spell stones and some grass, and I'll give you this dagger. Which I mean, like it's fine, but it's just one of those things that like I think that it falls short of what Monster Hunter is, how good Monster Hunter is.
It kind of sounds like you're describing like Monster Hunter X Fantasy Life.
Yeah, I could see that to an extent, except for the jobs. There's not as good of a progression in the jobs as in Fantasy Life. Because you can like master a job, but that's really the only kind of progression with them. Like there's no leveling up system. It's all about getting better weapons, upgrading those weapons in your gear, and getting new abilities. And then you can like mutate those abilities. So and this is also another problem with the game is that there's so many goddamn systems going on at once that it's just overwhelming. So like. All right, so you have crystal surges, which are basically like these special abilities. They're different from going into a trance, which is a different meter. When you go into the crystal surges, then there are a lot of different crystal surges that you can go into, which, as far as I can tell, randomly occur. So you hold down the L and the R button, and it brings you up a list of the crystal surges when you activate a crystal surge. And one of them might be like Thunder Affinity. One of them might be I think it's called like 10,000 needles, or like 1,000 needles, and it's every attack does 1,000 damage, which is pretty boss. Or like Giant, and then your guy will turn Giant for a limited time. And when you're in those, if you use certain abilities, the ability might mutate. So like if you use you could use a Thunder spell when you have the Ice Affinity Crystal Surge, and then that Thunder spell might get ice damage as well, kind of beefing it up. And you can kind of do that almost infinitely. I don't know if there's a limit. I think I had like 10 or 11 on one specific ability, mutated at least. So you can make these abilities really powerful, and like they can stack. So you could, in theory, you could do like there's one that's like physical defense down or something. So you could stack that. So you could have like this ice attack that has like 4 physical defense downs on it. So that way, basically, you attack someone with it, and their defense goes way down. So that element's pretty cool. And there's a lot of quests and stuff, and you fight a lot of monsters, but the problem is that then a lot of the monsters repeat.
Yeah.
And it's just that, like, kind of my end result from this is that if I didn't like Final Fantasy as much as I did, I probably would have played this for 2 hours and just turned it off and played Monster Hunter 4 instead.
Another game I need to get to.
And that's it's fun. If you really like Final Fantasy, I recommend it. But if you're like, I want to play a Monster Hunter-like game, just go play Monster Hunter. Don't bother with this Final Fantasy offshoot jam.
All right. Yeah, I've put about an hour into Explorer so far. I'm still doing tutorials, and I suspect I'll still be doing tutorials for quite a while.
Yeah, it's about 6 hours in. Like last week when we talked, I think I had just gotten past the majority of the tutorials, and it was 6 or 7 hours in.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big winter warm-up sale continues. It's in its final week this week, and with adventuring as the theme, you could pretty much put anything on sale. So they went and put Affordable Space Adventures on sale, as well as Earthbound and Virtue's Last Reward. No, I did not pick these, although it might seem like it. And because I don't think I would have. I'm not sure. I don't think I would have put Elliot Quest on there, but that's just because Zelda 2 and I don't get along very well.
And Octodad's in it too. Thanks, third rate. Thanks, twins. Thanks, third rate minion.
Yeah. So and
yeah,
right
this is actually. I think this is a week where I might not be buying anything on the sale. I got free to play last week. And did I get Human Resource? Was Human Resource? That might have just been a holiday sale.
Yeah, that was holidays.
But I don't think there's anything this week that's really that appealing to me. Although, I mean, there are some, like, Affordable Space Adventures is a fantastic game.
Nope.
Actually, no,
Affordable Space Adventure is one of our 10 favorite games of the year,
it's
actually.
one of the best games that came out on Wii U in 2015.
All wrong.
Let's look at the sale. What else? Yeah, Elliot Quest is fantastic. Earthbound is great.
Nope.
Breath of Fire might be worth getting. Legend of Zelda Minish Cap is fantastic.
Awesome
Never
game.
played Child of Light. Fantasy Life is on sale. For $27.99, I feel like you might be able to find a physical copy of that game cheaper.
You can.
Shantae and the Pirate's Curse is $14. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Zeo Drifter is a very good game. That's $7.
Yep.
Attack of the Friday Monsters is a fun romp. But only $2 off on that. I feel like, if you're going to go on sale, go on sale order.
That game has been cheaper in the past.
They put that on sale a lot.
I think that's when I bought it, was when it was like $5 or something.
Yeah, I've seen it down as far as $3.
Yeah, that's a good deal. It's a fun little adventure game.
Very, very short though. I think I beat it in a night.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. And the other free thing to get this week is the demo for Project Cross Zone 2. I think
Zach, I'm in my third playthrough.
Wow.
Because you get
more than 5 plays. There's more.
You get more items in the main game with your save file. The more often you complete the demo.
Did I save in Paper Jam? That's the question.
It is just as crazy as the first game. It makes just as much sense.
So none.
And they've made a few changes here and there to how things work. Like you can upgrade all your attacks now. You gain customization points in battle, and you can use those to upgrade.
And you've already sold Neil on it, clearly.
Yeah. You can use it to upgrade all your attacks and your helper attack and your super attack, and it's really fun. My only disappointment is that they reuse. I shouldn't be surprised at this, but for the characters that were in the first game, they just reuse their character portraits.
Really?
Completely reuse them.
Namco, take a shortcut? I never.
But there are some new characters like the Yakuza guys are in it. Who I'm not familiar with Yakuza, but or Yakuza.
Yakuza.
They're a fun group, and then the Ace Attorney.
Phoenix Wright.
And his assistant are in it, and his attack is of course yelling objection and damaging enemies. And she takes on like the powers of somebody called the Silver Samurai, who I assume is on one of the games.
Yeah, that's from the.
And so she throws things at the bad guys and goes like this at them, and it's pretty funny. And they're not a team character; they're a helper, but they're still pretty great. And the demo is only 3 fights or 3 stages. It's over real quick, but it's really fun, and I can't wait to play that game until I hate it.
As long
and then continue to play it.
Yeah, as long as the battles don't take like an hour and a half to do this one, maybe you won't hate it as much.
Yeah, maybe the last 10 chapters will not be boss rushes.
That doesn't sound fun.
Oh, did you not play through the whole first
No, I
game?
played the demo. I didn't like the demo. So
well,
I
that's
didn't
a
get the
problem.
full game.
It's a fun game.
Yeah, and
I think I'm under review for it. I'm pretty excited about it.
And indeed you are. I think it was when you kept on being about how, like, I'm going to hate myself, I was like, all right, so Zach's reviewing it.
Yeah. But it's a...
Also, I'm going to, we have Zach565v3 in the chat is asking about Square Enix putting a Final Fantasy game on the Wii U eShop. We will get there shortly, Zach.
Okay.
The
only thing I'll say about Project Cross Zone is that those games are absolutely worth buying. The combat is really fun. Just stop after you get sick. Once you start to get sick of it, just stop playing.
I feel like that's a great rule for every game ever made.
Yeah.
It probably is.
And I will point out that the original Project Cross Zone has been down as low as $10 on the eShop at various points.
True.
And so if you're in for that, you might have a little bit more tolerance for it.
The physical copies tend to come with like a soundtrack and a worthless poster.
Yeah, I don't know if I haven't kept up on it, so I don't know. Has anybody else been playing Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, or am I my own in that?
Nope.
Various shipping snafus mean I'm probably getting it tomorrow.
Okay. So wait, so you got that and Explorers from the same Amazon order, and the game that came out 4 days later got there before?
Amazon Canada is weird. They have the great deals. The Prime shipping works really well for me, but sometimes they just do things like, I don't know, hold up Paper Jam for 5 days.
That's weird.
To the point you get frustrated and cancel it and buy the thing digitally anyway because it's cheaper.
Is that what you did, or?
It's what I'm doing. I also happened to upgrade my phone this week, so I just have to, once I go sell my old one, I'll probably put the proceeds toward Paper Jam.
There you go.
Yeah, but I'm only like an hour into Paper Jam so far, but I'm enjoying it. The Toad hunts are terrible, but I like what Paper Mario kind of adds to the fold. Oh God, I didn't even mean that one.
Yeah.
I like what Paper Mario adds to the fold, both as having that third character to go around as, and also, I mean, in battle because he's his own unique beast. And the story too. I like the whole the paper worlds and the Mario and Luigi worlds colliding. Like, it's fun because it kind of goes through every element of the game. Like, it's a very cohesive crossover.
I am getting tired of seeing Nintendo of America.
There is no Paper Luigi, and that sucks.
I am tired of seeing Nintendo of America endlessly tweeting gags from Paper Jam.
You know what's funny is that's all from like a very early conversation between the two Bowsers.
Nice.
I like their GIFs though. I've been retweeting them. I like that Nintendo's embracing the GIF. It might be like 3 years too late, but I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, and I think they do keep up taking cheap shots at Luigi too. It's like, you got a whole year, man. What the hell?
But yeah, oh God, what was I gonna say? The writing's great. That's what I was gonna say.
Sure.
And speaking of games that last too long, Dream Team, that was their biggest problem as well. So hopefully this one, I'm hearing 25 hours. That's not too bad. Yeah. It could be better, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I hope it doesn't wear out its welcome, but I'll find out soon enough. Stalfo14 in the chat is saying, I like the little dig about the explanations being too long in Dream Team. And it's true, because they keep on going like, do you know this? Oh, just check the book on the bottom screen. Let's just go on. I think that the game does kind of, at least so far, it seems to fix a lot of the issues that I had with Dream Team, with it being overly talky and boring. There's a fast forward button, which actually, it seemingly doesn't change the music, but it just makes the text go by really fast.
Nice.
Is there too much tutorial, or you're only an hour in?
I kind of hit the ground running. It just basically it puts you in a room and you're Luigi, and then you free the paper world, and then I'm in the first area.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Nice. Maybe it'll be my second
I will let
paper.
you know. I'll kind of give you a full verdict once. That's the game I'm mainly going to be playing for the next week or so. So hopefully I'll plow through it.
Nice.
All right. And, well, we kind of talked about this earlier, but there was one other release that we haven't mentioned because it's its own news story. Square Enix games are finally out on the Wii U Virtual Console in North America, starting this week with Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
Yay! Now let's recap this year, 2016, on the Wii U Virtual Console. The first Thursday, we got Wild Gunman, Hogan's Alley, and The Adventures of Bayou Billy. Maybe none of those games are that great, but hey, 3 Zapper games. That's pretty cool.
That is.
Next week, we got fucking Zero Mission.
Yes.
That's incredible. Maybe 6 months too late, but we got Zero Mission. Week after that, we get Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, with all of the e-reader levels, which I've been playing through those levels. They're awesome.
They're awesome.
And then this week, we got, granted, I don't know if I'm ever going to play Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, but that's a fantastic game to come out on the Virtual Console. Like this, for all the people that have always crapped on Virtual Console, especially in its modern form on the Wii U, 2016 has started off on the right foot. I don't think they'll keep this up, but if they do, they will make an already pretty good service even better.
Is Final Fantasy Tactics Advance the one where your training mission is you're throwing snowballs?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay, I hate that game with like poison. But I can see how other people like it.
Yeah. It's not my bag, but I'm glad it's being released. I do hope we get some of the better. I mean, we could have some Game Boy Advance and DS games from Square Enix show up there. I know Final Fantasy VI Advance, or is it just Final Fantasy VI on Super Nintendo that came out?
In 6, Super Nintendo came in. Actually, I think 6 Advance did as well.
Okay, because that would be great. I mean, it was a really good port. I think the music sucks, but I mean, I've never played that port, but I've heard nothing but good things.
It was the first time I ever beat Final Fantasy VI, and I actually really enjoyed the post-game dungeon they stuck in there, because it was the first time in quite a while there was an actual challenge in that game. Okay, I kind of admit I kind of poured Quick and Ultimate everybody, but still, it was nice to have something actually challenging to fight. But I think the big one, if you're looking at the GBA, is actually Final Fantasy V Advance, because that's the only version of that game that has a competent localization and doesn't slow down all the time.
I forgot about that. Yeah, no, I really hope that comes over. I'd love to replay that game. The only time I've ever actually played Final Fantasy V was an emulator in the 90s for a fan translation. It might have been early 2000s, but like it was before. I think it might have been right around when that PlayStation version was released, or like right before it. Because I know I played a fan translation where Bart's was butts.
Yeah, I think 5's the only one of them that I've never beaten, because I kept seeing it in stores, but I thought, oh, I'll get it later, and then I never got it.
It disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think I have that. Well, what? Because I don't know. There was Final Fantasy Anthology and Final Fantasy Chronicles. Chronicles is the one that I believe had Chrono Trigger on it, but I don't know which one had Final Fantasy V. But I have both of those. So
yeah,
and then it was terrible. I didn't really do much of anything except for be like, oh, I can play Chrono Trigger. No, I never want to do this again.
Yeah, Anthology had 5 and 6. Chronicles had 4 and Chrono Trigger, and all of those versions had stupid long load times for some reason.
Yep. Chrono Trigger had that animate stuff, which is pretty rad.
But they could put Chrono Trigger DS on there, which has those cutscenes as well, and also a couple of dungeons you should probably not go to. But do every other side quest, because Chrono Trigger is amazing.
Chrono Trigger is a fantastic game. I've been wanting to replay that on DS for a long time.
I should
along
finish
with
it someday.
the 10 other games on DS that I've been wanting to play or replay.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that, because I know the last time Square showed up this late to a virtual console, they dropped like Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy 2 and 3 back, because they stuck to the naming.
4 and 6,
yeah, so when Square goes in, they go all in, and hey, they actually believe in sales, so who knows? All right. Yeah, so that's Square on the VC, and then from there, Okay, Neil, you're going to have to explain something here since you're the only one of us with a Japanese 3DS.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu.
Yo, man, I got nothing.
Baby, I want it. I want it today.
I've got no idea. I think I've reached a point where I think I'm going to buy it, even though I don't speak or read any Japanese, just because I want to support it. Like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, and I want to play it every day of my life.
Yeah. So
like Detective Pikachu is when we first heard this idea of like, yeah, it's like this 3DS game. Pikachu's a detective. It's gonna be weird. If you were to be like, how weird is it? I never would have guessed in a million years. He's gonna have a gruff voice. He's gonna be wearing a fucking Sherlock Holmes hat.
He likes coffee.
And he's trying to hit on cute girls.
I'm like, how did this happen? I want to know who was like, that sounds like a great idea. Do it.
Neil,
I want to shake their hand. I want to be like, this guy should be running every company.
Neil, some of the people at the Pokemon Company drink.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, because they teased this thing in a Japanese TV special, I think in 2013, around the same time that the first shots of Pokemon came out. And it's like, yeah, we've got this model of Pikachu, we're going to do something with it. And it turns out to be what appears to be a Professor Layton game, but we'll find out next week.
Yeah, I think all the kind of buzz around it is that it's going to be like a visual novel, like adventure game or something along those lines. But even that, I don't even think that's confirmed because the trailer tells you nothing.
It just tells you that Pikachu can talk.
He doesn't take crap from anyone.
I don't like that. There's a petition, like online petition
thing
for Danny DeVito. I don't think that's a good choice for Pikachu.
I joked to a person at work that like I can't wait until this game comes over and Pikachu's voiced by Bradley Cooper.
I don't know.
And, like I said that kind of jokingly, and then I thought about it. I'd be like, yeah, that'd work.
Yeah, I mean, this thing's 1,500 yen in Japan with a sale of the first month, so it's like that might be Bradley Cooper and Benedict Cumberbatch, the other person I was thinking of.
Yeah. Well, you should look on NWR TV, this YouTube channel that you're on right now. I still haven't tracked down who did it. I think it was Jared. Someone actually cut Benedict Cumberbatch lines from Sherlock to the trailer. It's pretty great.
I need to watch that. Everyone just pause a second.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so that, and I don't know how long it's going to take for that to get localized, but if it doesn't get localized, I think we might have to storm it away.
Yeah, I mean, like, Picross 3D 2 is enough, guys. Like, this is, no. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
Rhythm Heaven, Style Savvy. So, man, we got our own Elite Four here with games that aren't being localized.
This is very true.
We need a direct.
You know what? Let's direct predictions. When do you guys think it's going to happen?
I'll say the week before Fire Emblem comes out. One last push for that. Maybe announce another localization or two, and then maybe drop a hint about something coming out after that.
I'm looking at the calendar.
So probably around the 10th or 11th.
I'm going to say 25th or 26th. Like, I think the week after Fire Emblem. I think right before Twilight Princess.
Yeah, I can see that.
But we're pretty much all expecting a direct in sometime next month.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's early March instead of February. But I think that the direct is going to come after Fire Emblem Fates. What? What's so damn funny? Are you watching the video? Yeah, okay. I was just like, what did I say that was so funny? Start acting like Detective Pikachu, being like, ah!
Greatest video we have on the site.
Yeah.
Actually, the more I think of it, I think it'll be early March. Because I think it might be more that, like, hey, like, Twilight Princess is out or coming out very soon. We also have Hyrule Warriors Legends coming out at the end of the month. And look, here's some more Zelda Wii U stuff. I don't think we'll get that much more about Zelda Wii U. I still think that game's big coming out party is going to be E3. But I think that I could see us getting a name, some more footage, maybe something more concrete about that game. But yeah, I'm gonna put my bets on. It's gonna say March 1st.
March 1st.
Yeah, let's go that.
All right.
Okay. Zach, do you have a date in mind for this, or?
No, I have never thought about it. I'll say March 1st too.
Copier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people lost a lot of money over the years betting on things that Nintendo should do.
True.
Speaking of that, all you people watching this, look forward. It'll probably go up in the next week or two. We've been organizing a staff pool for a Zelda Wii U release date. We have released, so far we've had, I think, 15 entrants, and the release dates have varied from, I think, June 2016 to March 2017. So it's going to be fun, and I'm hoping to actually lock down real prizes.
I said February. Who said March?
Okay, then maybe it was just February. There was another person in 2017, but I think you were the farthest out.
Nice.
I mean, the majority of the people are November 11th or November 18th, the
Yeah.
Fridays in November.
It's gonna get delayed.
I don't think so.
It already got delayed.
Yeah, it's been delayed, I think, twice or just once. I don't know.
Just
Yeah.
once.
But there's always the one big delay with the Zelda game, but that's usually it.
Yeah.
Commit to a release date again.
Yeah. Box Boy 2. Yeah, I think that'll probably be coming out. I'm just looking at stuff in the chat. Mini Mario and Friends. That's
Across 3D 2. Come on,
Mario and
guys.
Friends, like, out in Japan right now.
Really? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, because I think the Amiibo promotion for that started today,
Yeah.
where you buy the Amiibo and you get the codes for the games.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to our Japanese team about that. Yeah, I mean, I think that stuff will be part of the next Direct whenever it is. I would be baffled if we don't get one in February or March. Like we have to, or at least some news dump. Doesn't need to be a Direct.
Yeah.
Could get another
There's information that needs to be out in the open, like how Star Fox Zero is going to get delayed.
Ah,
I don't know. Well, we know that it won't be early next week because next Tuesday is actually their third quarter financial call.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to be most of next week's show. Is that?
Yeah.
the other thing I'd kind of like them to do is say anything about the NX so that people calm the fuck down on Twitter and the internet at large. Just wait for Nintendo to say something. Just calm down, people, please.
Or wait for us to give you rumors.
We're-
They're coming. They're coming.
ugh.
We're working on stuff. Get hyped.
But enough of these articles that are like, Bob from accounting thinks the Wii U is going to turn into a cell phone. Great. It
It's going
tells
to work on
me
a PS4, guys.
just getting it's just clickbait.
Well, that's the internet for you. You got to get those clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So look forward to our article next week about why the NX is going to toast your bread. Or your copy. And play Xbox One games, not the new Xbox One. I mean the original Xbox games. So break out your copy of KOTOR, because that's the future of Nintendo.
Well, we always said Halo would come to a Nintendo system at some point. All right. Final story this week. The Fire Emblem Fates website, speaking of that, has updated pretty dramatically with a whole bunch of information, including all of the DLC plans for that Map Pack 1 that was announced in the November Direct. And we've got 11 maps coming out over about a little over 2 month period. So if you're getting the limited edition, guess what? The content train ain't stopping.
Yeah. Yeah, up until April 21st. I'm looking over this now. I didn't buy any of the DLC for the first, or I might have. No, because they had the 3 free packs, or like they were $1 each or something.
Yeah, there was.
I got those, and then I didn't get anything else.
I wanted to get them all, but there wasn't a cheap way to just buy it all at once. So I'm kind of glad they've gotten it in front this time with a $22 here season pass.
I do like the idea that some of them are throwbacks to older games. Like there's the Radiant Dawn one, there's the original Fire Emblem, there's the Awakening crossover map. That's the free one. I like that. Like that's I don't know if I'm gonna go season pass on this because I'm already gonna have so much Fire Emblem to play as it is, and I think I'd prioritize like playing through Birthright, then Conquest, then Revelations before I even bother with the DLC. But we'll see. Like I mean, I've kind of deliberately haven't touched a Fire Emblem game since getting excited for Fates because I just want it. There's so much of Fates to play.
Yeah, there's a stupid amount of content there, and we're probably all getting it. I know at least I am getting 3 games on one day. So
Yeah.
God help me. But I may pick up. I'm probably picking up the pass though, just because it'll be there. I can just get it all at once, and there's gold and experience grinding maps, which apparently you're going to need, especially for Conquest, because they don't have a lot of opportunities to get items and experience in Conquest because it's more of a throwback to the old school Fire Emblem.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna go through Birthright first. I'm I mean, I guess this is a safe space. I'm not good at Fire Emblem. I feel no remorse about playing casual. I don't really care. Y'all can go screw off.
Yeah, go sit and spin. Well, then again, I'm one of the new Fire Emblem fans that apparently the fan base is not a fan of. So
What is that?
anyone who really fell in love with the series because of Awakening.
Okay, and I guess most of the Fire Emblem games should be very thankful for those people because if it weren't for that, we wouldn't be getting Fire Emblem Fates. That would be a game.
Yeah, it would be in the graveyard with Metroid and
Yeah, like I mean.
Well, maybe there wouldn't be quite so damn many characters in Smash if Fire Emblem weren't such a big freaking deal.
It'd be down to what? It'd be like down to like original Smash 64 numbers if all the Fire Emblem characters weren't in it. But no, I mean like I played the Game Boy Advance games and I enjoyed them. I played Shadow Dragon on DS, but Awakening is the best one so far. And Fates looks like it's like Awakening, but like they took into account more. Like I gave more options to people, and that's awesome. I love options. And I don't feel bad that I'm probably going to take the coward's way out in this new Fire Emblem game. I'm going to really enjoy it. So you play your game, I'll play mine.
Yeah. Amen.
And we'll talk about it at the end.
Speaking of Fire Emblem Fates, whatever they're called, is there a date on that final Smash DLC, or is it just February?
February sometime.
Okay.
I think it'll probably be end of February. Actually, maybe I'll recant that March 1st thing and hit harder in that last week of February. Because I think because it seems like when's that Bayonetta 2 standalone disc coming out? Is that like the 21st?
The 19th. It's the same day as Fates.
Okay. Yeah, I think we will get the DLC the week after that, and I think we will probably get a direct to go alongside that DLC or some kind of video.
Super excited about it.
Yeah, because, I mean, even the Nintendo tweet that when they announced this standalone Bayonetta 2 was, play as Bayonetta before you play her in Smash.
Yep.
I just beat Bayonetta 2. It's a damn good game.
Very good game.
Very good game, yeah. Yeah, so that is going to do it for this week. Thank you very much, guys, for coming out.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right. You can find Neil on Twitter at nron10. That's NRON number 10. Zach is on Twitter at zmiller1902.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a poll running right now for the greatest contribution of the Disney afternoon.
Yeah, what I think I know what your vote was, Donald, but what about you, Neil?
DuckTales.
Okay.
Yeah, I went Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck probably would have been my number 2, then Rescue Rangers, and then Tailspin.
Hell yeah. Tailspin is a distant fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think this might be sacrilege, but I think Darkwing Duck had the better NES game.
I agree. That game is damn good. I hope Way Forward is allowed to make a remaster of it.
Indeed. Yes, and you can find me on Twitter at DonaldMick, DonaldMick. The other show that I'm on regularly is Nintendo Free Radio, the unofficial podcast of the NWR forums. That's at bit.ly/NFRadio podcast, and our Game of the Year show should be out any moment now. And so we're hoping to have more of a regular schedule on these things. So we should be back around the same time, closer to the end of the week, but not. We'll try to have a little bit more warning for it in the weeks ahead. But till then, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.